Thumbs up, thumbs down. Where did these strange gestures come from? Emojis aside, we all do it. Granted, it's mostly up we utilize, but it's everywhere. Our thumbs can indicate satisfaction,
Yay!
disapproval, joy, success, failure, frankly, too many emotions. A universally accepted method of communication that in itself can get a stranger in a strange land pretty far. In this video, we're going to find out just where the heck this phenomenon, and it is a phenomenon, came from. All roads lead to Rome, and so we're headed there as well. During the early beginnings of the Roman Empire, around the 3rd century BCE till the 5th century CE, gladiators were all the rage. It was the Roman version of the NFL. The games were staged combat events held in arenas, most notably in the Colosseum, an amphitheater located in the center of Rome. Gladiators would enter the arena in a grand procession, often accompanied by music and announcements of their names and backgrounds. They would often salute the editor, the official in charge of the game, and in some cases the emperor or any high-ranking dignitary in attendance. During the fighting, the gladiators engaged in combat with various weapons including swords, shields, tridents, nets, and daggers. The matches were highly choreographed with a focus on skill and showmanship. That's right, it wasn't always a fight to the death. The objective was not necessarily to kill the opponent but to display prowess and bravery. The outcome of the match depended on various factors, including the skill of the gladiator and the will of the editor. And here's where the gesture comes in. If a fighter was defeated and the editor gave a thumbs up, the defeated gladiator might be spared. If the editor gave a thumbs down, it often meant that the defeated gladiator would be finished off by the victor or executed by other means. This 1872 painting by Jean-Léon Gérôme is called Pollice Verso, or turned thumb. It depicts the thumbs down being given by the audience as a signal to end the life of the defeated gladiator, while he raises 2 fingers as a plea for mercy. But historians aren't 100% convinced what the truth is. Some believe the opposite to be true, that a thumbs down meant the fighter would be spared and a thumbs up meant their death. In the painting, we can see a group of Vestals, priestesses who really soaked up the violence. Roman poet Prudentius mentions them using the gesture in his works. The modest virgin, with a turn of her thumb, bids him pierce the breast of his fallen foe, so that no remnant of life shall stay lurking deep in his vitals. While under the deeper thrust of the sword, the fighter lies in the agony of death. However, this image caused such a stir that a pamphlet was published entitled Pollice Verso. To the lovers of truth in classical art, this is most respectfully addressed. Apparently, people were outraged that Gérôme would make such a presumption about the meaning of the gesture, and that makes sense, because even today, historians just do not agree. Professor of Classical Studies Anthony Corbeil, who has extensively studied the gesture, says, "Thumbs up signaled killing the gladiator, while a closed fist with a wraparound thumb meant sparing him." While it is still debated today, it seems Hollywood has made its choice. The painting became a massive influence on Western pop culture, and namely the film and television industry. While working on Gladiator, director Ridley Scott was shown the painting by his producers before he even read the script. He stated that the image spoke to me of the Roman Empire in all its glory and wickedness. I knew right then and there I was hooked. The modern thumbs up signal as a positive gesture is more likely to have evolved through cultural shifts and interpretations over time. The earliest recorded instance of its use in literature is by Arthur Guy Empey in his 1917 book Over the Top, where it reads, "Thumbs up, Tommy's expression, which means everything is fine with me." Another early example comes from Alfred Hitchcock's 1927 silent film The Lodger, a story of the London fog, where a man can be seen checking to see if a paper bill is counterfeit or not. He gives 2 thumbs up, signaling the money is real. The gesture quickly spread in the States thanks to its adoption by US pilots during World War II, who would use it to signal to ground crews that they were ready for takeoff, while GIs picked it up and spread it throughout Europe as they marched towards Berlin. Besides the war and film, one man insists the gesture is as natural as breathing itself. American anthropologist Carlton S. Kuhn claims to have observed apes in Gibraltar using the gesture, saying it was a shared celebration of opposable thumbs, although his critics have proposed that the apes were just copying humans. In 2017, Senator John McCain used a thumbs down gesture to vote no to repeal Obamacare. In Canada, a judge ruled that a thumbs up emoji is a legally binding term meant to imply a yes. In 2023, a farmer in Canada was fined $61,000 having used a thumbs up emoji in response to a text message contract, and later failed to fulfill his promises. So we've come a long way from the dusty amphitheaters of Rome, where a simple motion up or down meant life or death. And while the original form is still unclear, it's strange to think that such a minute gesture has come to mean so much in pretty much every corner of the world. Thanks, opposable thumbs, for being so profound. Perhaps the next video will lay praise upon your rude neighbor a few doors down, Digitus Tertius.